Rising from the rubble 1 year later, a day that turned so many lives upside down, now also remembered as a time of building up and building back after deadly flooding washed away homes, churches, and roads. But the fierce waters could not wash away our sense of community and resolve to rebuild. Good evening, I'm Tanner Hesterberg. 1 year ago at this time, we were coming on the air to tell you about devastating flooding in Johnson County. 4 people died. 56-year-old Herman Eddie May. His brother described him as a man loved by his children. 22-year-old Richard Blair suffered from cerebral palsy. His mother told us it was a, quote, God thing, and it was Richard's time to go. 34-year-old Scott Johnson, many called him a hero. He rushed to save others caught in the water. Johnson is now up for a medal from the Carnegie Hero Fund Commission. And lastly, 78-year-old Willa Mae Pennington, Johnson's grandmother. She was one of the people he tried to save. Dozens lost their homes and more than $1 million worth of damage was reported. We will never replace the lives lost, but we will always remember. And on this 1-year anniversary, Johnson Countyans are stronger than ever before thanks to self-determination and help from others in eastern Kentucky and beyond. A day no one in Johnson County will ever forget.
I mean, it's my family.
I know, hey. My family's out there, too.
Including Judge Executive Tucker Daniel, who calls it one of the worst natural disasters in the county's history.
It's just hard to believe that the water can do that much damage and get that high that quickly.
But the unbelievable became reality near Route 172 in the Flat Gap community.
All of this around here where we're standing was all in water.
Glenna Eastep survived the flood, but her home did not. Now she lives somewhere safer from rising waters.
It just breaks my heart to see all this again.
My brother and my grandma was on the porch and it collapsed and took them underwater where he
Listen, honey, we've got somebody all down 172.
4 people perished in the flood waters, but that number would have been much higher if not for the rescue efforts of volunteers and first responders like Scott Hazlett.
We've got a Humvee, so I got it. I figured it was the only vehicle that we had that would be of any benefit.
Terry Stapleton and his wife were 2 of the many rescued that day.
Big boom, not an explosion, a boom. And it shot me in the water.
The Stapletons rebuilt their house in the same spot they nearly drowned. Others in Flat Gap did likewise. Many flood-ravaged homes remain vacant today. But homes were not the only part of the rebuilding effort. Jimmy Guess helped raise thousands of dollars to reconstruct 3 churches ripped apart by the swift waters.
I thought at first I was going to have a hard time, and it became easy, or a pretty easy job when people start donating and trying to help rebuild a church.
And indeed, people helped rebuild. Even folks who had no connections to Johnson County donated their time, money, and resources.
Thank God for Johnson County. Thank God I'm a Southern boy. Yeah.
A concert hosted by Sunday Best in conjunction with a telethon here on WYMT raised more than $50,000.
I've never been more proud to have been from Eastern Kentucky in my whole life, man. This is a really special day.
A day of tragedy turned into a story of triumph, and Eastern Kentuckians coming together to help each other rebuild the place we call home.